Kang Ho is a down-bad actor who's convinced romance is overrated and cannot stand close to girls. However, everything changes when he meets a hot chick who only dates for fun, but they both end up falling for each other. The story opens with Mirren dancing through an empty street when she sees a deliveryman robbing a drunk dude. She effortlessly beats the robber blue-black while the drunk man watches in awe. The scene then shifts to Neon, who watches the footage and calls Mirren, scolding her for going too far. After the call, Mirren tries to resume her workout, but her male partner snaps, accusing her of treating him like garbage. It becomes clear that Mirren does not take men or relationships seriously. Later, they leave the room and run into Mirren's boyfriend, Jinsa, who is also cheating on her. Their respective dates storm off after calling them scumbags, and Mirren breaks up with Jinsa on the spot. In the elevator, she casually chats with Jinsa's date, explaining that cheating does not bother her as long as she gets her own fun too. In the next scene, the male protagonist, Kang Ho, receives the Best Actor award, cementing his status as a beloved star at home and abroad. In his speech, he thanks his fans and gives special recognition to his best friend and boss, Wonjun. Later, the two celebrate with drinks, and Kang Ho grows uncomfortable when he overhears an older actress, Sujin, openly discussing her desire to date younger men, a comment that sparks a heated online debate. At home, Mirren's mother and father argue over a letter until Mirren intervenes. She hands them a bank book containing 100 million won, repaying her law school tuition and even the cost of raising her. Before leaving, she announces her decision to move out, shocking her parents. When her father begins yelling again, Mirren storms back in to defend her mother. Mirren later helps a client named Seunggu, who was tricked into guaranteeing a loan. Meanwhile, Kang Ho watches a drama set from a distance, complaining to Wonjun about the terrible script. He longs to act in action films rather than romance dramas, but Wonjun reminds him that romance is his brand. During rehearsal, Wonjun helps Kang Ho practice lines, and the two accidentally kiss, leading to a hilarious misunderstanding when a staff member walks in. The staff then informs them that shooting might be delayed due to an annoying actress. Mirren returns to work to find sweet potatoes delivered as legal payment, and she calls Seunggu for help, only to learn he is on his way to confront the scammer, so she rushes out to help him. Around the same time, Kang Ho is pulled into a production crisis involving actress Ji-hai, whose uncooperative behavior is delaying filming. Despite Wonjun's warnings, Kang Ho confronts her and ends up offending her with his blunt attitude. Somewhere in the same hotel, Seunggu bursts into the scammer's room and is quickly overwhelmed. Mirren arrives just in time, effortlessly taking down the attackers while the police look on in disbelief. In the parking lot, she overhears Kang Ho talking trash about Ji-hai. She finds the contrast between his angelic public image intriguing and labels him a new and unfamiliar type of man. Later that night, she vents to Neon, who refuses to believe that Kang Ho is a misogynist, and Mirren's boss, Sung Ho, soon joins them. Elsewhere, Wonjun drinks with the director, promising to help resolve the delayed filming. Back in the pub, Sung Ho and Neon start flirting because they dated each other for a short time. But Sung Ho's secret girlfriend, whom he has dated for 7 years, arrives and causes a scene. The situation almost escalates until Sung Ho manages to drag her outside. Mirren decides to quit her job due to Sung Ho's betrayal, assuring Neon that she will find another job soon. This whole situation reaffirms Mirren's long-held idea that men are scum. Elsewhere, Ji-hai is facing lawyers sent by Wonjun to warn her about the cost of dropping out of the production. After the meeting, the two lawyers, one of whom is Jinsa, Mirren's ex, head back to Gilmu Law Firm, only to run into actress Sujin. Sujin is currently in a divorce battle, and she demands that they get her a female lawyer, so they promise to hire one. Meanwhile, Mirren's mother shows her husband their daughter's new apartment and tries to mediate between him and Mirren, but it ends badly. Mirren then heads out to search for a job, but she struggles to find any. That night, Neon finds her sulking in a corner, and just as doubt sets in, Mirren receives an interview offer from Gilmu Law Firm, the same place her ex works. The next day, she heads to the interview, only to receive disdainful looks from the male applicants, until Sujin arrives, staring at her like a piece of meat. Kang Ho and Wonjun also arrive at the firm, with Wonjun charming everyone as usual. When Kang Ho smiles innocently, Mirren trips him on purpose after recalling how he trash-talked a woman the other day. The following day, Ji-hai apologizes to Kang Ho for disrupting the shoot before immediately venting her frustrations to her agent about his cold attitude. Once they leave, Kang Ho praises Wonjun for using the law firm to handle the situation and even offers to treat the lawyers to lunch. Before arriving at Gilmu Law Firm for her interview, Mirren already despised the place because it was infamous for being a boys' club. She has no confidence that they will hire her, but desperation pushes her through the door. Soojin is also sitting in on the interview to choose a female lawyer. After tripping Kang Ho earlier, Mirren keeps a straight face as he awkwardly laughs it off with Wonjun. Kang Ho desperately wants to catch whoever embarrassed him, but Wonjun stops him. During the interview, Soojin fires invasive personal questions at Mirren, who answers calmly. Learning that Mirren is a player, Soojin is intrigued and asks to see her other talents. Instead of showing physical strength as she normally would, Mirren surprises them by performing a ridiculous dance and croaking loudly until Soojin intervenes. Elsewhere, Kang Ho charms the female staff effortlessly while the male lawyers watch with envy. Wonjun runs into Soojin, who casually mentions hiring a female lawyer. While waiting for the elevator, Mirren encounters Kang Ho again, and he pretends to be injured from the fall, so Mirren tests him to check his alleged injuries. When he accuses her of recording the fall, she hands him her phone without hesitation. But as she leaves, he is even more convinced of her guilt. Wonjun and Soojin soon join Kang Ho, and Soojin suggests going out for drinks. It is revealed that she is also part of Kang Ho's agency, though they rarely interact. Over drinks, Soojin vents about the unbearable male lawyers at Gilmu, while Kang Ho casually claims that women are naturally flirty, revealing his deeply ingrained biases. The conversation shifts to Soojin's award party, which she schedules for the next day. Kang Ho immediately refuses to attend, earning a sharp scolding from her. Tensions rise when Wonjun suggests they hold the party together, and he threatens not to renew their contracts if they refuse. Forced into a compromise, both Kang Ho and Soojin reluctantly agree. On the way home, Kang Ho tries to back out, but Wonjun shuts him down. Kang Ho then receives a text from someone saved as Princess, asking him to help her get an autograph from a star named Johnny. His reaction makes it clear to Wonjun that this person holds a special place in Kang Ho's life. Back home, Neon checks in on Mirren's job search and learns she is heading out for a part-time job. Just then, Mirren receives a call confirming she passed her interview. Neon is unhappy when she hears the job is at Gilmu, but she urges Mirren to accept because of the salary. The next day, Mirren arrives at work feeling victorious for beating all the male applicants and becoming the firm's first female lawyer. After signing her contract, the firm's president, Youngwoo, bluntly explains that her job will mainly involve slaving away for celebrities. He also informs her of the firm's non-legal director, Gilmu, whom she met during her interview. Gilmu soon arrives and introduces her to the team. Jinsa is shocked to see Mirren, and he takes her on a tour of the company. In the cafeteria, Jinsa asks about the hotel incident, but they agree to leave the past behind since she refuses to respond. Elsewhere, Ji-hai apologizes to the entire crew before filming a romantic scene with Kang Ho. Afterward, she spots him aggressively washing his mouth, which enrages her and sparks her desire for revenge. Later that night, Mirren joins the lawyers as they pile into cars on their way to Soojin's party. They give her a rundown on how they shamelessly do everything to please their clients and question whether she can survive their boys' club. Mirren proves them wrong by dancing wildly alongside them. At the joint party, Mirren watches in disbelief as the lawyers humiliate themselves for the guests. When she is pulled on stage for a newcomer ritual, she performs confidently, even dancing directly in Kang Ho's face. Kang Ho, already uncomfortable, watches with growing irritation. After escorting Johnny out, Kang Ho sees Mirren arguing with Jinsa and kicking him into a bathroom. Later, Mirren learns she was only hired because of Soojin, so she retreats to the bathroom. On her way out, Kang Ho confronts her, accusing her of seeking his attention and tripping him on purpose. Though furious with his narcissism, Mirren apologizes since he is a VIP client. When he refuses to listen, she sarcastically pretends to confess her feelings, successfully fooling him. Exhausted and humiliated, she falls asleep in a car, which unfortunately belongs to him. After sneaking out of the car, she witnesses Kang Ho meeting a girl named Jiwoo. She then destroys his home surveillance, which ends up attracting a bunch of police vehicles to the scene. But before they arrive, Kang Ho gives Jiwoo something, and his driver takes her home. While the police inspect the scene, Mirren quietly slips away, her thoughts stuck on Kang Ho and his connection to Jiwoo. Her work as a lawyer has trained her to notice patterns faster, and replaying everything, she starts suspecting that Kang Ho might not be as clean as he appears, so she decides to investigate him. The next day, Kang Ho attends a press event and smoothly charms reporters, while Ji-hai struggles to hide her irritation beside him. At the law firm, Mirren's day goes downhill as she listens to her colleagues brag about how they bend over backward for celebrity clients. When they casually discuss a sensitive pregnancy scandal, Mirren snaps, only to be ignored completely. Frustrated, she storms off to the gym to vent her emotions. That night, Kang Ho heads to a meeting with his production crew and runs into Ipsy, the overly aggressive fan club president. The situation escalates when other fans swarm her for getting too close to him, turning the area chaotic. At the same time, Jinsu is drinking with his colleague Younki when Mirren calls him, asking to work together on Kang Ho's cases. He immediately assumes she wants him back and hangs up, proving he still does not understand her at all. Outside Kang Ho's location, things are starting to heat up between the fans, but Wonjun doesn't want the cops to get involved. Mirren arrives just in time, breaking up the fight with a boomerang and schooling them on several ways they are breaking the law. Inside the restaurant, Kang Ho scolds Jihai for being nosy when she tries to offer him drinks, and Wonjun receives a call that Mirren wants to see him. When they finally meet up with her, she lets them know that she is taking over Kang Ho's legal matters from Jinsu. Wonjun learns from Kang Ho that Mirren may be an obsessed fan. She even offers to be Kang Ho's bodyguard and demonstrates her fighting skills, almost breaking Kang Ho's arm, until Wonjun intervenes and refuses to hire her. Shortly after, she receives a call from Jinsu, but hangs up after telling him that she has handled the situation. Jinsu tries to call back, but Youngsik stops him and discovers that he still likes Mirren. In a drunken rant, he narrates how awesome Mirren is at everything she does. Outside the restaurant, Mirren waits until Kang Ho dismisses his manager, then casually offers to drive him home. After checking her license, Kang Ho agrees, and during the drive, he tests her by forcing sharp turns, only to be shocked by her flawless driving. When they arrive, he questions how she knows his address, and she dismisses it with a flimsy excuse. He then calls her a cab and hires her officially, but warns her not to have any romantic designs on him. On the surface, she agrees, but deep down, she plans to expose him for being shady. Meanwhile, after being tormented by the director's assistant, Wonjun is seen with his casual girlfriend, Grace. He dodges the question about marriage, so she switches to talking about movies. Wonjun wants her to introduce Kang Ho to a popular action director, and she immediately hands him an action script. The next day, Mirren arrives at work and joins some male lawyers in a silly dance routine despite her confusion. During the morning meeting, President Yongwoo is curious to know how she managed to get Kang Ho to agree to bring her on. Wonjun meets with Kang Ho, reminding him to be wary of Mirren, but Kang Ho explains that he plans to put her in her place. When Wonjun gives him the action script from Grace, Kang Ho lights up with excitement for the first time in a long while. Back at the firm, Mirren receives Kang Ho's case file and discovers that he has a lot of conflicts with women. Recalling how he embraced a girl previously, she concludes that his bias doesn't involve young women. She also learns from her co-workers that Kang Ho and Sujin are basically problematic clients. That night, she tells Neon all about it and narrates how Jinsu ripped his pants during a client party. The next day, Kang Ho is feeling over the moon due to his new action script, and he heads out to meet the director. During the meeting, the director remains distant, with only a weird smile, letting Grace do most of the talking. According to his gesture, Grace reveals that Kang Ho will be trained by a popular stunt director. During training, Kang Ho makes a fool of himself in front of the stunt director due to his stiff movements. Meanwhile, Mirren continues digging into Kang Ho's past and begins to believe his hostility toward women is only a facade. That night, she stakes out Kang Ho's house like a creep, only for him to call and invite her over. He wants to learn her fighting skills since the stunt director complained about his skills. Outside his house, she prepares for the worst, and suspecting he might make a shady move, she turns on her recorder. When he arrives, she pretends to be drunk, but when Kang Ho simply offers to take her home, she drops the act and follows him inside. He immediately tells her about his upcoming action film and asks her to demonstrate her fighting skills. Although disappointed, Mirren agrees and shows him a few awkward moves. She explains that she needs a partner for complex moves, so Kang Ho joins her, but it ends badly for him, leaving him convinced that Mirren must hate him. After recovering, Kang Ho questions Mirren about where she learned to fight and learns that she picked it up from the streets, which is exactly what he is looking for. He then offers to pay her for training, and Mirren agrees, secretly pleased to be earning money while beating up a scumbag. While discussing their deal, Kang Ho apologizes for previously treating her like a crazed fan, and the two reach an agreement. The following day, Mirren reports the new contract to President Yongwoo. who sternly reminds her about the heavy penalties for causing any celebrity scandal. Over the next few days, Kang Ho's fighting improves, and Wonjun explodes when he learns about his deal with Mirren. Meanwhile, Mirren shows off her strength to Neon, who is unimpressed and immediately suspects she might be planning to punch someone. Later, Mirren tells her about the deal, and Neon concludes that Kang Ho might have feelings for her. Mirren scoffs at the idea, swearing she would never fall for him because all men are scum. The next day, Sujin snaps after watching a show, talking trash about her divorce. Mirren discusses the situation, while Wonjun tries to remove her from Kang Ho's legal counsel. Sujin loses her temper at Wonjun for insulting Mirren, forcing him to retract everything he said. After consoling Sujin, Grace arrives demanding a hug too. Wonjun's mood crashes when he learns the female lead for Kang Ho's action film will be Sina. Elsewhere, Sina's date ditches her, and she breaks up with him over the phone. On her way home, she sees a poster of Kang Ho and remembers how she once made him swear to keep their relationship secret. After their breakup years ago, Kang Ho drowned himself in alcohol, while Wonjun complained bitterly about how Sina falsely labeled him a stalker to protect her image. Furious, he had pushed Kang Ho to become more successful than her. In the present, he calls Sina and sets up a meeting. The following day, Mirren learns that Sujin crashed into her ex-husband's car. She prepares to leave while Jinsa offers advice, only to be crushed when he learns she plans to spend her birthday with another man. Meanwhile, Wonjun confronts Sina and discovers she broke up with the wealthy man she left Kang Ho for and is now trying to reconcile. Enraged, he tells her that Kang Ho will never forgive her and demands she leave the movie, but Sina refuses, turning the meeting hostile. Meanwhile, Mirren visits Sujin at the detention center, where they enjoy a lavish meal and chat about her ex-husband. That night, Kang Ho drives recklessly while getting into character for his movie. He later learns from Wonjun that Sina will be his co-star, triggering a panic attack. Despite this, Kang Ho refuses to give up the role and regains his resolve after receiving a text from Mirren that reminds him of their training sessions. The following day, Mirren visits Sujin again, smuggling in alcohol, and they bond further, officially becoming besties. Later, Mirren meets Kang Ho at the gym for training, and while she enjoys herself, Kang Ho is completely mesmerized by her movements. He tries to time out, but she knocks him out cold. While he is unconscious, she snoops through his phone and finds Jiwoo's contact saved as Princess. Seeing a message from her thanking him for money sends her into a rage. Kang Ho wakes up just in time, and Mirren hurriedly drops the phone. Jiwoo and Sangsup arrive, with Jiwoo calling Kang Ho uncle. Kang Ho even introduces her as his niece, but Mirren demands confirmation from Sangsup and is devastated to learn that Jiwoo is truly Kang Ho's niece. Outside, Jiwoo complains to Kang Ho that no one believes he is her uncle, so he video calls her friends to prove it. Mirren, overwhelmed with guilt, starts avoiding Kang Ho, leading to a bizarre chase around the gym, which escalates to a fight. Kang Ho stops when she refuses to fight back, though Mirren oddly enjoys the beating. On the way out, Mirren receives a clingy call from Jinsa and hangs up quickly. Kang Ho learns it is her birthday and offers to treat her to a meal. During the treat, he studies her closely and is intrigued by how different she is from other women. After several drinks, Kang Ho learns that Mirren has a strong sense of justice due to an experience with an old creep from her past. After a tough year of training back then, she went back to teach him a lesson, and no one believed him when he reported her to the cops. Watching her talk, Kang Ho finds her intriguing, and he suddenly asks why she likes him. Mirren manages to answer smoothly, and to reward her, he offers her an official date with him as if it were the grand prize for winning the lottery, but she tries to turn him down, knowing she has no real feelings for him. After hurriedly ending the date, they head outside, and Kang Ho unexpectedly hugs her, wishing her a happy birthday. To his surprise, his panic attack doesn't flare up, so he decides to push things further by kissing her, leaving Mirren perplexed. The next day, news of Sina and Kang Ho's new action movie goes viral, and the firm president scolds Mirren after learning that Kang Ho has kicked her out of his council. He suspects that she may have crossed the line, but she denies it firmly. On her way out, she recalls the events of the previous day, and Kang Ho is also plagued by the same thoughts. Wonjun scolds him for not listening in the first place, and when he asks if they kissed, Kang Ho denies it. After their romantic moment, they ended up arguing because Kang Ho treated the kiss like some kind of privilege for her. The whole thing made Mirren angry, and she ended up confessing the real reason behind approaching him. Back in the office gym, Mirren feels bad when she recalls how devastated Kang Ho looked after her confession. Meanwhile, Sina prepares to meet with Kang Ho and demands that the makeup artist make her look a bit sickly. Kang Ho is also anxious to see her, while Wonjun bets that she would make herself look troubled with makeup, and he was just on point. Sina's manager then apologizes to Kang Ho for wrongly accusing him in the past, and Grace informs them that the director is unavailable for the meeting. At the office, Youngsik tries to invite Mirren for a drink, but she ends up inviting the whole team instead. Jinsa tries to find out why she was kicked off Kang Ho's team, but Mirren refuses to answer. To her disgust, he turns the conversation into one of his clingy rants, until she ends up schooling him on her player tactics. Later, they head to the president's office due to a trashy show claiming that Kang Ho experiences nausea after every kissing scene. They also expose photos of Kang Ho and Wonjun together in a compromising position. To curb the rumors, Wonjun wants to expose his past relationship with Sina. Later, Mirren gets Sujin out on bail, and Sujin gives her advice on how to handle Kang Ho's situation. Meanwhile, Wonjun and Kang Ho meet up, and Kang Ho suspects that the rumor must have been peddled by Jihai after she saw him in the bathroom that day. Wonjun shows him a picture he got from Sina, and it turns out he invited her over to discuss solutions. She reveals that she agreed to reveal the truth about their relationship because Kang Ho had been kicked out of the movie due to the rumors. Kang Ho refuses, but Sina suddenly embraces him and expresses how much she misses him. Kang Ho scolds her, leaving her in tears. Ignoring the whole noise, he starts reading the script again, imagining himself acting it, reminding him how badly he wants to be in this movie. As Wonjun drives a crying Sina home, he receives a call from a reporter about a scoop on Kang Ho, and they agree to meet to discuss it. Later, Mirren and Jissa head to Jihai's company to find out the truth about the rumors, but her agent denies any involvement. Mirren, however, sets a trap for Jihai, and she caves, so they threaten to sue her unless she fixes the mess. Meanwhile, Neon encounters a creep during her flight, and he even pesters her after the flight. Later, she complains to Mirren, and they decide to blow off steam at a club. Mirren tries to distract herself, but her mind keeps drifting to Kang Ho. Suddenly, the creep from earlier shows up, inviting them to a private area. Mirren warns Neon not to eat or drink anything from the private room. Elsewhere, Wonjun is surprised when he sees photos of Kang Ho and Mirren being intimate. The reporter even demands money to publish the photos to help clear Kang Ho's name. Back in the club, Mirren has contacted the police about substance abuse in the private room. She tries to sneak out but snaps when the creep gets handsy with Neon. Chaos erupts until the police arrive, arresting everyone. After their release, Neon is shocked to learn that Mirren has been fired from her training gig with Kang Ho. Mirren lies that she was fired after calling him a jerk, but Neon finds it suspicious that she is admitting her fault so easily. The next day, Wonjun shows Kang Ho the photos and scolds him for making the first move on Mirren. He is even more surprised to learn that Kang Ho didn't have a panic attack, and it turns to disappointment when he learns that they stopped at first base. Kang Ho storms off, remembering that he was basically rejected by Mirren that day. She suddenly calls him to apologize for everything, and he apologizes for ruining her birthday as well. Kang Ho promises to pay off her fee and then lets her know that the rumors about him are fake. After the call, he is startled by Wonjun, who demands to know why Mirren dumped him. Mirren later receives a call from Wonjun to meet at a private bar, where he tries to find out what truly happened between her and Kang Ho. To her surprise, he tells her that he wants both of them to be a couple, and Mirren reminds him of how he roasted her previously, so Wonjun quickly apologizes. He then shows her the photos, asking if she can pretend to be Kang Ho's lover. The next day, Jihai calls the trash television station and begs them in tears to retract her statement, but they refuse. Just then, the news about Kang Ho and his new lover goes viral, causing everyone to speculate about her identity, and even Sina is sad when she sees it. Elsewhere, Mirren and Kang Ho are putting on a good show for the paparazzi, and tension soon rises between them. A flashback reveals that Wonjun offered Mirren 300 million won for a 3-month fake relationship with Kang Ho, falsely claiming that Kang Ho had already agreed. When the news breaks out the next day, Kang Ho is furious since he never consented. Later, Neon finds the dating contract in the fax machine and confronts Mirren. Wonjun eventually shows Kang Ho the agreement, but urges him to follow his heart and turn the act into something real, and Kang Ho agrees. By the following day, Neon is still against the dating agreement, but Mirren has made up her mind to see it through. Mirren ignores her protest and puts on her best outfit for her meeting with Kang Ho. On their way out, he makes her blush when he comments on how beautiful she looks. Meanwhile, Neon heads to Kang Ho's company to confront his boss, and when Wonjun steps out, she basically falls in love at first sight. She is even more shocked when she learns that he is actually the president of the company, and they decide to discuss it in private when she whips out the contract. Kang Ho takes Mirren to his vacation home for their first date, and the amount of details he prepared makes her feel he might actually have feelings for her. Also, because of her revealing that she is not an anti-fan, Kang Ho feels that his charm may have taken effect. Elsewhere, Neon and Wonjun's conversation is getting heated up, because Wonjun is trying to offer more money, but Neon simply wants to void the dating contract on Mirren's behalf. Wonjun manages to calm her down when he lets her know that he is rooting for Mirren and Kang Ho to start a real relationship. Back at the vacation house, Kang Ho and Mirren get their stories straight, after which they start taking pictures. Mirren is a natural at the game of pretend, but Kang Ho struggles with it. After taking the perfect one, he throws her off guard by commenting on how pretty she looks. Next, they decide to go outside to show off their relationship, and Mirren opts to ride on a bike. After that, she tries to use her pool skills to charm Kang Ho. Later, he drives her home, but struggles to decide if he should wake her up. Unbeknownst to him, Mirren is just pretending, and this is simply another attempt to charm him. But to wake her up, Kang Ho ends up shaking her vigorously. After an awkward goodnight, he zooms off, leaving her confused. Back home, Kang Ho is restless as thoughts of Mirren occupy his mind. The next day, the news of their date goes viral, and Mirren has to put up with her bosses giving her an awkward royal treatment. Even her mom pesters her for details, and everyone at work stares at her like a specimen. That night, she complains to Neon, explaining how much she loathes the Cinderella treatment. Meanwhile, Neon can't stop thinking about Wonjun, and to her delight, he calls to invite her for a meal. Kang Ho returns to filming his action movie, and while he meets with the director, Grace and Wonjun discuss his dating life. Grace is jealous when she hears that Wonjun met Mirren's roommate. After signing fan autographs, Sina meets up with Kang Ho and starts fishing for compliments. Kang Ho apologizes for treating her like trash the day they met and firmly informs her to keep her distance. Sina starts acting cute, refusing to believe that he is in a real relationship. The next day, Mirren continues to receive Cinderella treatment from her boss and colleagues. During Kang Ho's movie shoot, they run into a block when Sina's stunt double gets pregnant for the stunt director. Mirren and Sujin's relationship also hit a curve after Sujin learns of her relationship from the media. After calming her down, Mirren comes up with a convincing lie about how she started dating Kang Ho, and Sujin believes it. After their dinner, they head to the spa where Mirren receives a call from Kang Ho. She is excited when he invites her to the film set as the stunt double replacement. Neon returns from her flight the following day, excited because Wonjun is picking her up from the airport. Throughout the ride, his gentlemanliness leaves her flustered and giddy inside. But things turn sour for Neon when he starts talking about money. Mirren heads to the film set while quickly skimming through the script, and when she arrives, she watches in awe as Kang Ho pulls off a perfect scene. A few moments later, she takes the stage and receives a standing ovation for her act. Later, Kang Ho watches from afar as Mirren becomes the center of attraction amongst the stunt crew. He gets jealous watching her interact with some dudes and suddenly reveals that they are dating. Mirren is confused because he was the one who wanted it to be a secret in the first place. Even though he makes up a flimsy excuse, Mirren is secretly pleased knowing he did it out of envy. Since others are watching them, she decides to put on a show, and Sina watches in horror as Mirren embraces Kang Ho sweetly. Kang Ho sees her in the distance and takes things a step further by planting kisses on Mirren's forehead. Their act doesn't fool Sina, as she thinks he still has feelings for her and might be acting sweet with Mirren out of revenge. After the romantic moment, Mirren turns down Kang Ho's offer to drive her home, but he insists on walking her to the car, and even kisses her, leaving both of them blushing hard. Later, Kang Ho receives praise from the director and stunt coordinator for Mirren's awesome stunt. Back home, Mirren continues to think about Kang Ho until a call from him snaps her back to reality. To her delight, she learns that the director wants her to stay on as their official stunt double. As they continue to talk, things turn awkward when Kang Ho suddenly hints that he wants them to continue dating even after the contract ends. He quickly hangs up, but Mirren is pleased to see that her plan to charm him might be working. The next day, Neon stalks Wonjun on the internet until Mirren interrupts her. Mirren's mom calls asking if Kang Ho can endorse her new book getting published, but Mirren refuses. After the call, Mirren discovers that Neon likes Wonjun, but the conversation turns sour when she tries to talk her out of it. At work, Mirren is faced with trouble when a company sues Soojin for damaging their brand image due to her messy divorce. At the film set, Kang Ho sees Sina crying, and she reveals that she is heartbroken after watching him and Mirren hug each other. She hopes to get him to pity her by doing this, but Kang Ho bluntly ignores her and walks off. That night, Kang Ho treats Jiwoo and her friends to dinner like he promised. Elsewhere, Wonjun and Soojin bond over games, and later, she complains to him about the company suing her for billions. They talk about dating, and Wonjun says he has no intention of starting a serious relationship, while Soojin still wants to even after getting burned in her last relationship. The next day, Mirren manages to scare the suing company into reducing the damage fee for Soojin. Her bosses praise her, and she requests to work as a stunt double, which they readily agree to. Back home, Neon is still lovesick and decides to find a handsome face to help her forget Wonjun. As soon as Mirren gets home, Neon asks if she can tag along to the film set to see Kang Ho. Mirren calls Kang Ho first for permission, and he agrees, so she drives an excited Neon to the set. After an intense shooting session, Kang Ho receives a standing ovation from everyone. Turns out he got carried away while punching the dude who was flirting with Mirren last time. Soon, Mirren and Neon arrive and start admiring a serious-looking Kang Ho in the corner. Just as Neon is getting over her lovesick mind, Wonjun suddenly arrives. The four of them meet up, and Neon acts coldly towards Wonjun. Somewhere close to the set, the fan club president, Ipsy, hears some staff talking trash about Kang Ho and his girlfriend. Mirren is told to do running scenes for Sina because Sina runs like a chicken. Ipsy meets up with Mirren, scolding her for tagging to work with Kang Ho. That night, Wonjun catches Neon staring and walks over to invite her for dinner, but she acts coldly towards him. Elsewhere, Mirren struggles to get along with the crew because of Ipsy's words. To get their approval, she effortlessly jumps down from a building, earning applause from the crew. Meanwhile, Neon goes out to eat with Wonjun, and his gentlemanly behavior throws her off. Determined not to fall for him, she deliberately acts rude, but feels guilty. Wonjun simply laughs it off, teasing her and calling her cute. Neon's plan backfires when she accidentally hints that she likes him, leaving her embarrassed instead. After a brief phone call with Kang Ho, Sina approaches Mirren and praises her work as a stunt double. The mood shifts when Sina casually reveals she once dated Kang Ho. To make Mirren jealous, she pushes further, mentioning that she was his first love. Following Sina's gaze, Mirren realizes she still has feelings for Kang Ho. During one of Kang Ho's most dangerous scenes, Mirren suddenly bolts forward after sensing something is wrong. Her instincts prove correct when a crew member loses his footing while holding the safety rope. Mirren saves him in time, but she tumbles down the escalator. Kang Ho rushes over in panic, lifting her onto his back and carrying her to the hospital. At the hospital, Kang Ho anxiously waits for news, while the stunt coordinator explains that if Mirren had not acted, everyone holding the rope would have fallen, likely dragging Kang Ho down with them. After Mirren's shoulder is stitched up, Kang Ho scolds her for risking her life, and he demands that the stunt director find someone else, but Mirren refuses to quit. Wonjun and Neon rush to the hospital after hearing the news. Kang Ho suggests Mirren stay at a nearby hotel to rest, and though she wants to go home, they manage to convince her otherwise. At the hotel, Mirren is furious to learn she must share a room with Kang Ho. On the way up, they run into Sina, and Kang Ho bluntly hints that he will be staying with Mirren. Seeing Sina's expression, Mirren realizes she still has strong feelings for Kang Ho. Feeling guilty, Mirren offers to share a room with Sina instead. Sina happily agrees, but tension rises when Kang Ho suddenly pleads with Mirren to stay with him, exposing emotions he can no longer hide. Sina tries to intervene, but Kang Ho grabs Mirren's hand and pulls her away. Inside the room, Kang Ho tells Mirren about him and Sina dating in the past to avoid any misunderstandings. Mirren then takes the couch, but after Kang Ho's persuasion, she heads to the bed, but he continues to stare at her. Kang Ho tells her that he has never met a woman like her and explains that she should not have put herself at risk during the shoot. Mirren scolds him for looking down on her because she is a woman, but he is only worried for her safety. Because of the scene where Mirren jumped from a building, the director decided to make changes to the script. After rambling on, Mirren heads to the bathroom, and Kang Ho looks worried watching her struggle. Neon feels anxious as Wonjun drives her home, but a call from Kang Ho ruins the moment. Not knowing he is on loudspeaker, he anxiously asks what to do with Mirren. Neon is moved when Wonjun suggests that Kang Ho share the same bed with Mirren. She even starts imagining a romantic scene between her and Wonjun. A few moments later, they stop at a rest center, and Neon hurriedly heads to the ladies to fix her hair and makeup. But she returns to hear Wonjun talk about how he plans to seduce her. Wonjun ends the call and turns around only to see her staring at him in disgust. Back at the hotel, Mirren gives up on pursuing Kang Ho after discovering Sina's feelings. Kang Ho returns to find her asleep, lies beside her, and quietly admits he may like her. Meanwhile, Wonjun explains to Neon that he only wants Kang Ho to find love, then apologizes for crossing the line with her, and his sincerity softens Neon. On their way home, Neon is happy when she learns that Wonjun is single, but her joy shatters when Grace calls him, leaving Neon shaken and regretting not trusting Mirren's warning. Wonjun tries to explain, but she shuts him down. Meanwhile, back at the hotel, Kang Ho holds Mirren, softly confessing his feelings before falling asleep. The next morning, Kang Ho downplays the moment, claiming he only held her to stop her from rolling over. Later, Kang Ho and Sina meet with the director, only to learn that he is increasing Mirren's stunt scenes. Kang Ho refuses, but they assure him that they will wait until she is fully healed. Mirren is excited when she hears the news, but Kang Ho tries to stop her, sparking an argument, during which she accidentally reveals she heard his confession, leaving him embarrassed. Later, Mirren tells Neon about the confession, but she reacts coldly. Elsewhere, Kang Ho scolds Wonjun for ruining his chances with Mirren by messing things up with Neon. To fix it, Wonjun calls Mirren despite Kang Ho's protests. Forced to act, Kang Ho asks her out, but Mirren puts him on hold to get Neon's approval. After some hesitation, and pretending she is over Wonjun, Neon agrees. That night, the girls visit Kang Ho's apartment, where Wonjun begs them not to blame Kang Ho for his mistake, admitting he is a flirt while Kang Ho is a true romantic. Mirren jokingly claims she has dated over 100 guys, shocking Wonjun but not Kang Ho. As tension grows, Wonjun offers Neon a tour, but she declines, so Kang Ho shows her around. Outside, they talk about Mirren's past, and Neon narrates how they were both two-timed by the same guy. Back then, she was impressed by how Mirren ended things with the scumbag, so she broke up with him too and became besties with her. Hearing this, Kang Ho finds Mirren even cooler than before. Later, Wonjun apologizes to Mirren for the contract and assures her that Kang Ho's feelings are real. When she asks about Kang Ho's medication, he is caught off guard. On the drive home, Neon confirms Kang Ho's feelings, while Mirren admits Wonjun isn't so bad either. That night, Mirren struggles to sleep as she recalls what Wonjun said about Kang Ho's panic attacks, making her realize why he looked so happy holding her. 2 weeks later, Mirren returns to the set fully healed and instantly becomes the center of attention. Later, to convince Sina to do some stunts, she mentions that it will impress Kang Ho. Kang Ho overhears it, and he scolds Mirren for trying to pass him off to another woman. He confesses to her again, explaining that he has no plans of getting back with Sina. There and then, Mirren rejects him, claiming she has no feelings for him at all and friend-zones him. Elsewhere, Mirren's father scolds his wife, Yoonhee, because her new book talks about him being patriarchal. Soojin even endorses the book, and after the signing event, she joins Mirren's family for a meal. Soojin then calls Kang Ho to join them, while Mirren's brother and father roast Kang Ho for being absent. Mirren finally comes clean to Soojin about her fake relationship with Kang Ho, and they head back inside to see him there. Soojin leaves, and things turn awkward when Mirren's father starts questioning Kang Ho. Kang Ho answers politely and even declares his true feelings for Mirren, and it brings Yoonhee to tears in the bathroom. After sending her parents home, Mirren offers to follow Kang Ho to his house. On the drive back, he assures her that everything he said in front of her parents is true. He is happy when he learns that he is the first guy to meet her parents, but Mirren lets him know that she doesn't believe in marriage. She reveals that she likes him and would like to date him sincerely. The moment they get home, Mirren makes the first move, and things turn steamy between them. Kang Ho pauses their heated moment to ask if Mirren has ever said "I love you." When she admits she hasn't, he tells her to take her time. With that settled, they resume and later lie side by side, savoring the moment. Kang Ho confesses again, saying he fell for her when she boldly broke up his fans with a boomerang. He recalls how Soojin had called, reminding him not to be a douchebag like Mirren's father. The two eventually fall asleep, content at the start of their new relationship. The next day, Sina is still crying after witnessing Kang Ho drag Mirren away, and Wonjun tries to calm her down. Sina feels like she still has a shot with him, but Wonjun assures her that Mirren and Kang Ho are truly in love. He said this because Mirren had returned the money he paid her for the dating contract, declaring that she plans to date Kang Ho honestly. Later, Wonjun panics after learning that Kang Ho forgot to take his meds, and now he has to do a kissing scene with Sina. Kang Ho assures him that he can do it without meds, and true to his words, he completes the scene without issues, leaving Wonjun surprised. That night, Neon watches Mirren acting like a little girl and realizes that her best friend is finally in love. The next day, Mirren surprises herself by acting cute when Kang Ho calls. Kang Ho later opens up about his gold-digging mother and how his first love, who was the same, left him with severe PTSD. Mirren comforts him and then admits that her ex is Jinsa. Kang Ho also mentions his romantic scene with Sina, teasing Mirren for being jealous, which turns into playful fighting that ends with a steamy moment. Over the next few days, their relationship deepens rapidly, and despite his packed schedule, Kang Ho can't stay away from Mirren. Meanwhile, Neon meets up with Wonjun, realizing they have to coexist because of Kang Ho and Mirren. She confesses her feelings, hoping to find closure by venting about her miserable life. As she tries to leave, Wonjun stops her to share his own struggles. Though Neon refuses to listen, they agree to get along, and she quickly leaves before he charms her again. At work, Mirren acts unusually friendly, prompting Jinsa to question her, and she invites him out for drinks later. Meanwhile, Kang Ho finds Wonjun irritable and drunk. During their talk, Kang Ho admits that being with Mirren has somehow eased his panic attacks. Meanwhile, Mirren apologizes to Jinsa for treating him badly, admitting she used to date and dump scumbags. When he asks if Kang Ho is the same, she assures him he is different and makes her want to be better. Later, Kang Ho treats Sujin to dinner to thank her for pushing him to pursue Mirren honestly. She jokes about wanting a party instead, but Wonjun snaps at her. Later that night, Mirren struggles to get Jinsa home, prompting Kang Ho to rush over. Kang Ho finally gets him into a cab and escorts him home, enduring Jinsa's tearful rant about losing Mirren. Back home, Neon is thinking about Wonjun when he suddenly calls, saying he is outside her apartment. She rushes to meet him, and they head to a nearby cafe, but the talk quickly turns into bickering, and Neon storms out. Later, Kang Ho returns home visibly jealous, and Mirren apologizes before teasing him. Their playful banter turns steamy when Mirren suddenly tells him she loves him. The next day on set, the couple dominates their respective scenes. Before the final shoot, Kang Ho quietly braces himself, and the intense showdown earns a standing ovation. During the after-party, Mirren draws attention as usual, and once things settle, Kang Ho urges Sina to speak her mind. She asks to get back together, but he refuses, leaving her in tears, so Mirren signals him to check on her, and he complies. Sina later apologizes, and Kang Ho thanks her for dumping him, admitting that it made him better. Sina reveals that her success hasn't cured her loneliness, and she misses what they had, but Kang Ho tells her that longing isn't love. He wishes her well and invites her to Sujin's party, leaving Sina amused that Kang Ho is hosting one at all. Meanwhile, Mirren fails to convince Neon to attend Kang Ho's party, and after she leaves, Neon deletes Wonjun's number. At the party, Kang Ho is unusually chummy even with a female actor, leaving her surprised. Mirren is busy assisting the disc jockey while Wonjun chats with his ex-girlfriend. Sujin arrives as the guest of honor, thrilled by the turnout, and Grace soon keeps a lonely Wonjun company. As soon as Sujin enters the party venue, the guests part like the Red Sea, ignoring her. Kang Ho gets busy apologizing to the actresses he clashed with in the past. Later, Mirren and Kang Ho find Sujin drinking alone, upset about being avoided, but Mirren pulls her back into the fun. Meanwhile, Wonjun ends things with Grace, making her realize he is in love with someone else. Refusing to be friend-zoned by him, she storms off. Just as the party settles, news of Mirren's private life goes viral, and a call from Neon sends her rushing out, leaving Kang Ho and Sujin confused by the sudden chill in the room. Neon arrives at the party to overhear gossip about Mirren and Kang Ho. After sending Sujin away, Wonjun joins Neon to figure out how to protect them. Mirren soon learns about the scandal, and after checking on her mother, she tries to leave with Neon, but Kang Ho stops them. Tension rises between Kang Ho and Neon until Wonjun suggests the four of them stick together and hide at Mirren and Neon's apartment, avoiding reporters outside Kang Ho's place. Wonjun and Neon later step out to give the couple space, discussing how the scandal could end Kang Ho's career. Kang Ho, however, refuses to break up and chooses Mirren over his career. When they return, the four of them drink and act as if nothing has happened, ignoring the issue. Later, Wonjun and Neon step out again, and things almost get heated between them, but Wonjun stops himself. He tries to book a cab but can't because it is late, so Neon tells him to sleep on the couch. That night, Kang Ho watches Mirren sleep before falling asleep, and Mirren quietly watches him. Unable to sleep, Neon checks on Wonjun, and as she leaves, he opens his eyes. The next day, Kang Ho's fans mob Mirren on her way to work, but she ignores them. Jinsa tells Wonjun that multiple companies are suing Kang Ho for damages worth billions, and Grace adds that the action film's release has been postponed. At work, the director harshly scolds Mirren and demands she quit after paying a triple penalty fee. Later, Mirren visits Kang Ho, who prepares an elaborate meal to cheer her up, but she remains unmoved. Afterward, she decides to break up with him, and Kang Ho realizes she spoke to Wonjun earlier about the breakup. Refusing to let her go, Kang Ho suggests they pretend to break up publicly while continuing their relationship in secret. The following day, Kang Ho's agency announces the breakup, openly admitting he knew about Mirren's past. Wonjun later checks on Kang Ho, unaware Mirren is there. After he leaves, the couple sneaks out for dinner. That night, Wonjun drinks with Neon and blames himself for the breakup. Neon comforts him, but when the mood shifts, she quickly shuts it down. Kang Ho and Mirren then sneak off to a karaoke bar while Wonjun and Neon keep drinking elsewhere. Wonjun tells Neon that he broke up with Grace and asks to spend more time together, but she refuses, worried about Kang Ho and Mirren. Taking a chance, he confesses his feelings, only to be firmly rejected by her. Meanwhile, Kang Ho and Mirren enjoy themselves, unaware their secret is exposed. When Mirren steps outside, fans ambush her, and Kang Ho stumbles out after her, sparking chaos. As insults are thrown at Mirren, Kang Ho snaps, but she calms him and scolds the fans instead. The incident is filmed, and a trashy show twists her words, turning her into a public pariah. The next day, Yoonhee arrives at Mirren's place in tears because her husband blamed her for Mirren's scandal. Elsewhere, Wonjun scolds Kang Ho for worsening the situation. Mirren later meets Soojin, drawing stares that Soojin ignores. Soon after, Soojin receives a call that Kang Ho is about to hold a press conference, and Mirren realizes she missed several calls from him. At the press conference, Kang Ho apologizes to fans but shocks everyone by declaring he will never leave Mirren and even proposes to her. Mirren soon arrives and confesses her feelings, then breaks up with him anyway. The incident sparks public debate, with growing sympathy for Mirren. In the following days, she sinks into a dark period as Neon cares for her, until one night Mirren finally breaks down, crying over how much she misses Kang Ho. Meanwhile, the trashy network faces heavy backlash from Mirren's supporters. Hoping to save face, they invite Jinsa for another show to attack her again. Instead, Jinsa aired interviews with women Mirren had helped escape scumbags and abusive relationships, revealing how she exposed cheaters and protected others. After watching the footage, people begin to term Mirren a vigilante, and the show hosts realize that Jinsa had tricked them. Mirren turns to look at her colleagues, realizing they all worked with Jinsa to do this for her. This realization changes her perspective on men, and she concludes that some of them can be very loyal. Jinsa's interview goes viral, and the network faces massive backlash, with fans even starting a petition for Kang Ho and Mirren to reunite. Urged by Neon, Mirren calls Kang Ho, but he answers coldly and asks her to step outside. When they meet, Kang Ho scolds her for breaking his heart instead of standing together. As Mirren breaks down, he reveals he was only teasing her. He admits he misses her, and she bursts into tears, hitting him for scaring her. The two embrace, and Mirren promises never to break up with him again. Later, Soojin wins both her divorce and a defamation lawsuit against her cheating husband. Outside the courthouse, she roasts the press for doubting and trashing her in the past. Kang Ho's action movie is finally released, and at the premiere, Mirren introduces Jinsa to Sina, who bursts into laughter after hearing their story. Wonjun arrives soon after, and Grace notices the Cold War between him and Kang Ho. When Kang Ho learns that Wonjun plans to produce a noir film, he tries to talk to him, but Wonjun remains uncooperative. As the movie begins, Wonjun sits beside Neon and holds her hand, asking to talk after the screening. She tries to pull away, but he doesn't let go until she agrees. The film ends, receiving a standing ovation from the viewers. Later, Mirren encourages Neon to give Wonjun a chance, and he unexpectedly shows up in a limo to confess. Despite hating grand gestures, Wonjun drops his guard, asking Neon to be his girlfriend, and she accepts. Kang Ho and Mirren's relationship continues to grow, though Mirren still isn't ready for marriage. Meanwhile, Neon and Wonjun move much faster, and Mirren is excited for her when she learns that they are already visiting the parents. When Kang Ho and Wonjun pick the girls up that night, they find them being harassed by drunk men, but Mirren goes full vigilante and chases them off like a dog in heat. Thanks for watching till the end, and make sure to hit the bell for more K-drama recaps.